the XAUUSD, and in fact we have been profitable this week so far. We have been buying the XAUUSD, and let's run through how the week started for us on this commodity. So initially we had a range where price action was caught within the $1,920 and the $1,914 area, which was duly identified at the beginning of the week. Then prior to our live session on Monday, I told you I was in a sell position here, breakdown of structure, and I was thinking that price will retest the structure to incite a trend continuation. But during that same live session, I told us all that the appearance of buy pressure here might likely signal a bullish move. And for the fact that price action is sitting on our key level for the week, which is situated at the 1,912 area, this could further emphasize a bullish move. So what I said here on Monday was that we are going to be positioning ourselves just right above the $1,914.50 level to capture that move to the upside. And this was exactly what happened. And we had the privilege of maximizing the potential of this move by adding more position had the breakout of the 1,920 level, and of course the breakout of the 1,925 area before this whole sell pressure resumed to take us out of our position. And during our live session yesterday, we begin to see another wave of bullish momentum build up after noticing the continued buy pressure around this area. And I told you I missed out on this opportunity, as this was in the midnight from the part of my own world here, so I was fast asleep, so I missed out on that opportunity. But I mentioned that we can still look out for more opportunities to buy if price action goes on to break out of the 1,930. But one thing we saw here yesterday was that as soon as price got into the 1,930, we saw another selling pressure come in, and this is peculiar with what happened at the beginning of the week. We saw selling pressure here. We saw the same thing happen here yesterday to call our attention to a potential bearish move at this point in time. As we can see, buyers are struggling to break out of that structure, and this led into a consolidation phase yesterday, as we saw price action ranged between the 1,930 and the 1,925, and this was as a result of low liquidity in the market. Remember, the US market was closed in observation of the Independence holiday, and as a result of that, there were no participants to push price to any direction. Now, the situation we have this morning, though I had a sell position this morning, it was taken out at break even. And so while trying to decipher what could be our plans for today, I was able to come up with a new structure that we are going to be using to guide our trading activity today. And that is this descending trend line you can see on your screen. Now, if we connect the series of lower highs, we had this descending trend line, and what thing we saw like 3 to 4 hours ago was a significant breakout of that trend line and the 1,925. And in fact, we saw the breakout and we saw the retest of structure for me to consider buying the XAUUSD. And I also had a key level here at the 1,928, where a further breakout of the structure will welcome more opportunities to maximize this bullish move to the upside. So at this point in time, things are looking very bullish at this point in time. So as long as price remain above this descending trend line, we look out for buying opportunities. Now, for those who had missed out on this opportunity, well, the move is still very early, so we still have the privilege of joining any potential move to the upside here if price action will go in that direction. So we are going to remain patient to wait for more structures to mature before joining or adding more position to our existing trade. Now, one of the things we are going to be looking at today, since we already have a breakout of a key structure, there is a chance that price goes to come back to retest this level. So if we start seeing selling pressure, we need not panic. Let's keep calm and wait to see how the selling pressure will go and where it will culminate for us to know what our next line of action will be. So as we all know, as long as price remains above this trend line, we shall feel comfortable in a buy position. So even if price drops to the downside here, there's still a chance we could see the resumption of some buy pressure around this area to incite a trend continuation to the upside. And in fact, we have multiple key levels here that we are going to be using to maximize this bullish move to the upside. So we have the 1,928 level. We also have the 1,930 level. And of course, we have the 1,933 level to capitalize on this potential move if price action continues to find higher highs. So let's mark these levels out on our chart and use it as a reference point to guide our trading activities for today. Now, our stop losses should be somewhere right below the previous low here, or below the trend line, which will be dovetailing to about 30 to 35p stop loss. And let's see how price action will play out from this area. Now, considering selling the XAUUSD, personally, I wouldn't be selling the XAUUSD unless I see price action slice through the 1,920 level. And not only if these buy positions here are taken out, will I consider selling the XAUUSD today. So I want to see a breakdown of that structure happen before considering selling the XAUUSD. So when the breakdown happens, you know how we do it. We scale down into our lower time frame to look out for retest of structure. It will be the retest of the 1,920, the retest of the trend line here. Most importantly, we want to see continued selling pressure, giving us signs that buyers are finding it difficult to climb back above that descending trend line to give us an opportunity to join the bearish move to the downside. So let's mark these levels out. That is the only way we are going to be looking out for selling opportunities in this particular market. So these are my views here on the XAUUSD. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and trust me, I'm here and willing to be of help in that regard.